Welcome everybody to another episode of Fun with Dumb. This one's a special one because during the pandemic, we haven't had a lot of guests because people didn't want to come in. You know, people were like scared.
Understandable,
because this is a dirty studio.
It actually is pretty gross.
No.
Have you seen the bathroom?
We've done a few wipes over here. But, you know, as things are getting better, people are getting vaccinated. People are feeling comfortable to come in. And me too.
Yes,
Oh, congrats.
Oh, shit. But you don't feel you're okay.
No, I got a beast.
I always feel like it's
good.
It's so weird, like congratulating people on a vaccination.
Right.
Congrats! Like you just had a baby.
How long has it been?
You think it was like that when people were getting like polio shots, like vaccines and shit?
Right.
Where
They're like, you're gonna live.
Congratulations.
Right.
I love that. It's like the easiest shit to do for a congrats. It's like if you want a congrats out there, just go get vaccinated.
Go
That's
get
the
vaccinated.
easiest way to
No,
do
we
it.
can't say that for everyone because there's people that aren't privileged can't get it.
Thank
you,
they're opening
Steph.
it up.
It's true,
Okay,
though. There's some
all
people
right,
that
I
can't.
get it.
Yo, I
It's
jumped
hard.
ship right now. So I jumped ship so bad.
No, but we're lucky
Okay,
here.
well, as I was saying, we haven't had a lot of guests, and also, you know, we've just been kind of jumping around, figuring things out. Like you kind of haven't been here for 2 weeks. Rick, yesterday we were having mental breakthroughs, and then, but I'm glad to have this guest here that I befriended over the past few months and been a fan of on Instagram and had some requests on the calls too. People were like, how are you friends with Sandy Kim? Because they just saw like an IG story of us.
Like, are you sure you're friends with Sandy Kim? You know,
I was like, oh, we go way back. No. But yeah, here she is. This is Sandy Kim, right? Sandy Kim is a photographer, a creative director of all sorts, a creative director of vibes.
Come on,
but she's also just a cool ass chick. Like straight up,
and,
you know?
Friendly neighborhood Peter Parker photographer.
Peter Parker.
Still trying to use the word Parker right now.
Also super stylish.
Very stylish.
Yeah.
How are you,
for sure,
Sandy?
every time.
I'm good. I've just been working a bunch. I had the cover on the New York Times. That was
Dude,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
That
amazing.
was crazy.
Yeah. Let's keep the mic close to her just so we could hear her too. Yeah. A lot of big things happening for you. Before we jump into that, let me just also introduce the co-host. We got Steffie Baik over here to the left. How you been, Steffie?
I've been
Missed
good.
you, Steffi.
I've been good, been busy, so I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, I've been seeing the IG stories. A lot of modeling gigs
Lots
happening
of gigs
again.
last week, yeah. I've been finally booking everything again because my foot's better or my ankle's better, so thank you.
Is that like how much work you've been doing normally before the injury?
Yeah, I was
So it's like
doing
you're just getting back into the groove.
but it was crazy because I was booked every single day until Sunday. Like
Wow.
even Sunday. Like so that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
What's
I'm very happy about
Getting the
that.
foot back in the door.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah.
And then we got Rick.
Come on, baby.
Man, look at this shirt,
Come
man.
on, bro.
Wow.
Looking like a fucking Gushers right
I
now.
don't know
you
what's going on over
Gushers?
here.
Okay, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, look at the juice.
It looks fire, bro.
Thank you, bro. This is actually
Nice
Rex.
material.
Look like an EDM DJ.
So okay,
Really?
so I did a whole auction on my stream yesterday because Rec had like 5 garbage bags full of clothes that he wanted me to just donate or like get rid of, and I sold them all.
Wow.
And you know, this is one of the pieces that I picked out for myself.
Wow, you want to throw that one out?
He wanted to throw this one.
I'm kidding. But
good to be here, baby.
Yeah, good to see. Man, this is good energy. We got a full house today.
Yeah,
Sandy
for sure.
Kim. I'm addressing her by full name.
We actually
Sandy
had,
Kim.
We had some of Sandy here before. She
We
made.
did.
It was actually from that article you made. That your mom made all that delicious chun.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that time I brought it was that. I think it was from that.
No,
right?
it was.
From that
It was
article.
from that shoot.
It's
Yeah,
from that
yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, we
That.
put it on the screen.
Can we?
Let's put it on the
Oh.
full screen. real
Yo,
quick,
shout
Alex.
out to the mom and
So
dads though.
this is the picture that is on the Sunday paper
That's
for the New York
crazy.
Times.
So cool.
Pretty much 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, this was on the art and leisure section of the New York Times, and they did a photo spread of photographers taking, self portraits or photos of their family.
Yeah.
And you made the cover. Congrats on
How
that.
did that feel for you?
I was like scared, but also excited.
Oh.
Scared? No, I was excited. And, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like a lot of emotional, I guess. Like it's like a really sacred part of my life that I don't really show. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. I felt like it was like the time we do need the visibility. So I was like,
No,
I got their permission. You know, they're down. So yeah, I don't know. I feel good.
Yeah,
That's
well,
so cool. Like I feel like a lot of times parents are like embarrassed or shy to be like in front of the camera.
sure.
Or yeah, your parents.
New York Times. It's like that's crucial.
How are their? Yeah, what was their reaction when they saw it?
They were like, they haven't seen it yet. They haven't seen the physical. Well, I haven't seen them
You
since
sent
it
the
came out.
pictures or something.
Yeah, I sent the picture, and she was like, "What happens when it like comes out to print?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "What happens?" I was like, "It just comes out in print." I'm like, I don't know.
It goes out.
She's like, "Do I get paid?" They wanted to know where the money's at.
I gave them
basically.
a modeling fee. I did give them a modeling fee.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's actually so.
So how does that? So when you were doing the shoot, are they just like down for it? Like, are they all game? Like when you're doing shoot?
They were. I mean, my mom helped set it up basically. Like, I was like, I basically want to take a photo of us like having dinner together. So my mom like made all the chon. I didn't even tell her what to make. She just made whatever she thought was right. And then they came, and I don't know. It was, what was the question? Oh, how was it? I don't know. It's cute, I guess.
They seemed very comfortable because
They were
I remember
comfortable.
seeing your IG story like while you were doing your process and
laughing.
stuff, and they were
Right.
just
Yeah, they were
they'll like
laughing a
pause
lot.
for a second,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they were all about it. They knew exactly.
They
what
know,
to
yo.
do.
Come on.
They were-
It's interesting.
The parents are styling in that picture too.
Honestly. But I thought it was a cool representation. It felt like a real representation of Koreans.
Nah, for
you
sure.
know, like the parents feeding and like just like I don't know that experience and like even the setup. Like that's actually your place.
Yeah, that's
right?
actually my place.
Yeah, so I felt like that was like very
Sandy's facial expression in that
Korean-American.
picture is so perfect.
Yeah.
Like that picture just translates to love. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like literally she's getting fed and she's looking at the camera
Yeah.
like, I'm loved.
She is.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Well, I want to ask you a question because you know it was pretty like you were really vulnerable with what you said on the front cover there because it said that like you were recovering right from an addiction and
Yeah.
they've been visiting you ever since.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit? So
Yeah.
this is like a natural thing where they come weekly and have like bring
Once
a whole
a
spread
week.
with them.
Yeah, they basically bring like a big ass like what do you call it, ice box with food and like do my laundry and like clean my house because like I was kind of a mess before. Like I don't know. Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just not all over the place, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, I'm like kind of like and I pushed them away like because I was so ashamed. So for a while I didn't see them or just like I didn't see them for a while. So now they come and visit me because like it's also kind of gives them a reason to see me, I guess.
True.
To be like, oh, like you need your laundry done, huh? And I'm like, I can do my own laundry, but I guess I can't because no, I can't, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's just you have time with your family now.
Yeah.
Like time you all that missed up time.
How long has that been going on? Like since it's been a regular routine of them coming by.
I mean, they used to come by even when I was like a drug addict back in the day. It was just dark. They come and I just like wouldn't even let them inside the house. And I'm like, you can like, just say hi and then leave. I don't know. It was bad,
Right.
But so now I like try and spend time with them and like actually see them and because they would force they're Korean, so they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. We're gonna barge into your house, even if you don't want us to. But I don't know now, like. Yeah.
Are you closer to your mom? Or are you like daddy's little girl? Or are you, or is it both? Is it because you're a single kid, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that feels
Only
like.
child.
It's not like they don't get to they have to choose you.
They have to choose me. I'm the only choice.
Kind of lucky.
Okay,
yeah.
your only choice.
So I'm like, do you get to be both? Mommy's and daddy's?
I'm more mommy's kid
Yeah.
because she made me her little baby, and I don't know. Are most like Korean girls their mom?
I think
no,
it's the other way. I think.
Daddy.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Daddy.
Daddy. That's
Dati.
why I have Dati as well. It's one of the.
I want to talk let's take it back because we're talking about the most recent time, but I want to talk about your roots a little bit because I came across your Instagram like actually a few years ago, and I was just seeing all the cool stuff you're doing. And usually when I go online and I see someone with like a Korean last name, I'm like intrigued, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's involved in the culture a little bit.
Yeah.
And I saw you so involved in the culture, like, and I wanted to kind of know like what your roots were. Like, where are you from?
I'm kind of from all over the place. I've been moving a lot, but I was born in California, Monterey, California, and then moved to a couple different cities because my parents would open restaurants, and then like once they got like successful, they'd like turn it and sell it, and then start another one.
Wow.
So they did that for so we did that, moved to Sacramento, San Jose, and then Portland, and stayed there for a while. I went to middle school there, and then opened another restaurant, sold it, and then moved to Tacoma, Washington. And then they got like ripped off by a contractor. They basically stole all their money to open a new restaurant. Yeah, so it kind of like they stopped doing that after that because like the dude stole all their money.
Right.
So we moved back to Portland, and then I finished high school. And it was like we were like about to like never really had money,
So
but
like
we were
Northwest and
Pacific Northwest.
yeah.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, sorry, it takes me forever to talk about where I am, but from Pacific Northwest.
But do you call one place home? Like, do you feel the most comfortable somewhere?
No, that's why it's weird, because when people ask me, I'm like, I don't know, I've moved so much, and like my parents follow me wherever I go. Yeah. So I'm like, home is wherever like they are, I guess, or like wherever.
That's beautiful.
Home is where the Jun is, you know.
Honestly.
Yeah.
What kind of restaurants were they?
Like they did first they did like a Korean barbecue. The fish one is the first one. They had like a fish. I don't remember fucking.
Like a seafood spot?
Yeah, seafood spot.
Nice.
And then they did like a Korean barbecue one with like rocks too.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, like the hot coal joints?
Yeah, they did that a
That's
long
like upper
time
echelon
ago.
Korean barbecue.
Back in the day.
Yeah, a
no,
little different.
they're like trying to say that they came up with it, but I don't know.
Wait, so during all this, when did how long have you been into photography? Like
not till like later after college, actually.
Really?
Or in college, I mean.
Oh, wow.
Like I didn't take photos till in college. Or in high school, I took a photography class, and like I was like, this is fun, but I didn't really think it could be anything else, I guess.
Do you kind of recall the memory when you're like, oh shit, this could actually be a thing for me? You know, like even with rap.
No. It's more, I kind of, I get. I don't know. I've been doing it for so long, so like, I feel like I kind of woke up and was like, "Whoa!" I can make money. I'm making money.
So
like, oh shit, I'm actually doing this right now.
But I don't know, the whole first half, I was like, damn, I'm never gonna make money from taking photos. Like, I didn't think I was gonna be able to.
Right.
But I don't.
You had a belief in yourself though at some point where you're like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I guess my mom has always been supportive and like been like, you can do whatever you want. So I always had certain sort of drive, and then like I just want to do what I love, I guess. And I was never about like, I want to be rich. I want to make money. So that kind of came after, I guess. I was like, oh, I can actually make a career out of this. This is sick. So
that's cool, because that's not like typical of like an Asian family, I feel like. But then your family sounds very creative when I think about it, because they're in the restaurant business. It's business, but it's like it is creative, being like, cooking and like having a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And so I could see how they would support.
Damn, I never really thought about it that way.
For sure.
Right?
Cooking is creative.
But also the type of food they were making, like these restaurants.
Korean barbecue with rocks? Come on,
well, I've never, we went to a restaurant like a week or two ago.
The seafood.
Yeah, that's seafood. And it was crazy because I'd never had seafood on a
barbecue.
Barbecue like that. Have y'all been to something like that?
Oh, never. Oh, shit. Fire.
Talk to me.
Wait, what?
Talk to me.
Chebudo? What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody even put it. Chebudo.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
So wait, is it raw seafood or is it cooked seafood?
It was
raw but cooked.
Yeah, it's like raw. You cook it as if it's barbecue style.
Nah, I've had
like
it.
in
It's
the
good.
summer.
Sometimes it's a little too much.
It's like a seared.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
It's good.
fam, you ain't got to put half of the ocean in this motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. It had a lot
Cast
of
a little mermaid of this bitch.
It's not your typical just shrimp. It's like
Yeah,
It's
clams,
like
oysters.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a bake
what is
sort
it
of.
called?
And they give you
abalone.
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 They
Yeah.
give you like weird gloves to put on.
Oh
too.
yeah,
It's
the
kinda classy.
gardening
It's
gloves.
I kind of want to hit that up. Never even heard of that.
Okay. Well, I thought it was fancy, but then like somebody else was telling me that's actually not fancy food, right? Or like because you're eating all these different types of things.
Right. It's just like an assortment of things you don't usually see.
It looks like that.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, so there's meat there too.
Yeah.
I had that thing, the eel that was like
raw. That shit looks like Alien 3 when you put it on the grill.
Yeah, I know. It
that shit starts
fucking
twerking. Yeah. Like, why is my food twerking? Like, why is that?
Yeah. It's like shit that white people are like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, Sandy, what was your first ever paid photography gig?
Let's talk about it.
Oh shit. Oh, probably. I shot my friend's band Girls like in San Francisco, and did I get paid for that? What?
She's like, wait.
I think I did. Yeah, because I was excited. I was like, oh wow, I'm making some money. So that was in San Francisco in 20. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 2009 or some shit.
Alex, you kind of killing it right now, bro.
Bring it up. You gotta throw it on the screen.
Wait, this is your first gig? This was your first press photo.
Please,
yeah, I've seen
do
pictures of you when you were a kid, and you had kind of style like that person on the left, the hair. Like, I don't know.
This is a sick ass flick right here.
Yeah, you get the hair and everything.
So, were you shooting a lot of musicians?
Yeah.
That's how you got your start, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Like that was like the first band I toured with. Like they were like my friends, and they're like, "Do you want to go on tour to Europe with us?" And like, I mean, it wasn't nice. Like I didn't even have my own hotel room. I was like sleeping on the fucking whatever was open. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I got to see the world. But
it's also like paying dues as well, you know?
Yeah, sure. Exactly. You kind of have to do that. I mean, there's no way that I don't know. Unless your dad is like a famous photographer, you gotta fucking do it for any job.
Unless your dad is famous.
Well, what I noticed with photographers, because I like since we're in that industry, is that they usually have someone that they like look up to or they work under, right? Like as an apprentice almost. Right. But you didn't do that. That wasn't your.
I mean, I've actually done like a little. No, actually, well, like one of my friends, Ryan McGinley, would give me like random jobs when I need like. Every once in a while, like casting on the street, or like sometimes even choreographer, I guess, or hype girl. I was like talk to the model.
Yeah.
But what else did I do?
That's a thing.
But I had a lot of odd jobs, like repasting posters and
wow.
You know, when I think of photography, there's like obviously the skill set that's required, but you just have to be a cool person. Like you have to network well.
A lot of it's the access, right?
Yeah, it's
so to gain access, you got to gain trust from people, and they gotta have to want to be around you.
Be around you, and also like have them get to that comfort level where they could actually, just like entrust you with your vision.
I've worked with a lot of talented people that was only one time because I just couldn't stand them.
Right.
I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be really good if I'm gonna work with you multiple times.
For
sure.
I
don't like you.
And like I've met Sandy maybe like a month ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago, and just like she just seems so kind. You know what I mean? And just so like caring that. I could see it like behind the camera, like I'll pose.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. I feel like most people would feel very comfortable
for sure.
You and like
small and Asian.
Well, not even small. No, you don't, because I got to work with you.
I know,
right?
I was shooting with you.
Like you still have a lot of presence. It's not like just because you're small physically. It's like you have energy, like internal energy that you can't explain what it is.
Yeah,
some
for
people
sure.
just have this thing, and
it's that aura.
So you're not like that.
I do think there's a juxtaposition that I've been seeing from you with the type of youth culture you're involved in. With like sometimes I'll see IG stories, like you said, the weekly basis where your parents would come in and you're sharing a meal with them. Like I didn't necessarily put those two things together. Right. You know what I'm saying? When you're on the move, it's hard to kind of share those moments where you're sitting down with family and stuff. And one thing that really surprised me about you is I remember seeing all the stuff you were doing, whether it's like skate culture, musicians, and all this. But you posted a couple months back on your IG story some of your like high school picture, and you were in the AZN culture heavy. Like,
Go!
you were AZN as hell, cigarettes, squatting in the parking lot, like, you know,
At the pool hall,
Integras and just
DDRs,
all types
pizza
of
cars.
shit.
Were you
Yeah.
good at, were you good at DDR?
Like, was that Oregon? Was that in Portland?
Yeah.
Wow.
Karaoke.
I didn't even know they had that over there. Like,
Oh,
This
for
was-
sure.
This was pre-Portland
Yeah,
hipster
yeah, yeah.
Portlandia.
That's what people think when they're like, "Oh, you're from Portland." They think I'm like, "You know, oh, you're the hipster Portland." I'm like,
yeah.
"You have no idea.
Like Portlandia
you have no,
vibes, right?
no,
No.
yeah." But it's like that's why I'm like kind of like I mean, if I want to get to know them, I'll tell them. But it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
That's where
No, the
Sandy
AZ
Candy Kim
is
came
fun.
from, because that's
definitely,
that's where Sandy Candy Kim came from right
definitely.
there.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you were you had a lot of Asian friends in high school.
yeah, only Asian. I mean, I had friends but my main crew was Asian.
Yeah.
AZN.
Wow, that's
Did you ever have
interesting.
an AZN like
I
season?
did later on, like not in high school.
Yeah?
You know, not, and then maybe like
When then? Like,
I feel like I'm having my AZN now.
Now?
Like, this is last year. I've never spent so much time in K-Town.
this is her
Like,
AZN.
This is her
right
AZN.
here. This is her
AZN right
AZN.
now.
This is as AZN as it gets right here.
What's the most AZN thing you've done?
Are you like challenging
No,
my AZN?
I'm challenging your AZN right now,
All
bro.
right. Let me see. What's the most AZN thing I've done? I don't.
Yeah.
When I saw like even Sandy's pictures, I was like, I was not even close to that AZN.
Right.
Let me see. The most AZN thing I've ever done. I think was part my hair down the middle.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Akarimat, that's the best thing you
Just
can
go
go
over
with.
there.
This down like that.
You know, drinking. I don't know, like.
Nah, you never been to the AZNs. You never was, bro.
I wasn't, but until I started hanging out with more Asians. But
Right,
I don't know
right,
if I
right.
was ever AZN because I
Right,
missed
right.
that era of AZN.
Exactly.
Oh, I know what's the most AZN.
Yeah, there we go.
AOL AIM screen name.
I was
Oh,
definitely on it.
what was your AIM screen name?
My AOL Instant Messenger screen name was
Don't ever say AOL Instant Messenger. That's not AZN of you.
Echo Boy.
No, it
86.
wasn't.
Echo Boy.
Echo, like the
Mark
brand
Echo?
Echo. Yeah, Mark Echo. ECKO.
Oh my god.
What was yours, Sandy? Come on.
Come on, which one? How many did she have?
It's like cute. Chonsa or some shit.
Like 1004?
Yeah.
Did you
Wait.
have 1004?
Chonsa.
How did you know that? Oh, okay,
That's
that's
a
right.
Chonsa situation.
Chunsa
Come on, yo.
1004.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine was hip hop till I die.
Are you serious?
Pop till I die.
It was hip hop till I die.
Like like
H1P, H0P. It
caps
was,
lowercase,
Of course,
caps
bro.
lock.
If you didn't do the
Those
little squiggly line
numbers.
asterisk at the end of the
Yeah,
line.
do you have
Of
a?
course I had
Yeah,
it.
what was-
What was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It was Bake Me a Cake 24.
yeah.
and Monkey Bars, yeah. Like
Monkey bars, yeah? That's all.
You were just a dork. You were.
I love
You're
that.
just a
Like,
dork.
It's so cute.
Bake Me a Cake.
Oh, yeah, I was so addicted to checking profiles. You know, like on the
Oh,
AIM
yeah,
joints, the
for
profiles
sure.
back in the day. Come
Yeah.
on, babe.
Oh man.
That's why I love that Pen 15 show. They
Oh,
really
yeah.
take you back to that time.
Yeah, yeah.
They do.
Good.
They
For
do.
sure,
That's
for
all
sure.
kind of our era during that time. All
Yeah.
four of us
Yeah,
is
yeah,
era.
yeah.
The whole ASL era, huh?
Hell.
You've gone on a lot of tours, Sandy, at this point, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
some? I mean,
Oh.
it must be tough sometimes. Is there some tours that it's tough? Like you might be the only girl or only one of the few
Oh
girls.
my god. Always
Always?
the only
Yeah,
girl.
Yeah.
But you get along
Yeah.
with dudes. Like you have a lot of guy friends and stuff.
Yeah, I've always had a lot of guy friends. Even growing up in high school, like all my friends were guys. It was like me and my other girlfriend, Joe, and then everyone else. It was like our brothers.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
they
right,
took
right.
care
The
of us.
squad.
Squad. So
Yeah.
it's always been like that. I don't know. I get along with people, I guess, and don't get messy. And yeah, I don't know. Like my ex-boyfriend was in a band, so I toured with him a bunch too. So it's like with him, you know.
Right.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
you're getting lit. Like I'm sure. Is there any crazy tour stories? You know.
Share wine.
Oh man, I don't. There's so
Share
many. I got
wine.
arrested in fucking
Oh!
Norway
What?
or
Norway?
Yeah,
Norway?
Yeah, Norway. I can't go back to Norway at least right now
Wow.
because we're going
sounds so
through
hard. I love
with weed. We're going through weed, and the band flew with they just flew, and then
Yeah.
me and the manager took the car. And the manager was smoking weed too. I mean, it's my fault. Or it's not even it was everyone's weed, but I took the fucking fault for it because he was being a little bitch and
say it.
Was it just annoying? Was he trying to get out of it?
Yeah, he was trying to get out of it, and I was like, I don't care, like whatever. Like I smoked weed, and like so it was like fucking not even. It was a quarter. Yeah, cooked as fuck, and like
they didn't know what it looks like over there. Were they just like? What were they?
They had like you go through the ferry and then you go inside this like fucking room and they have dogs go in and like smell and like they just knew.
Norway is a clean ass country too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You do a snot rocket, you might be serving some time. You know what I'm
saying? Right.
But they told me to come back. They're like, okay, so we found you with weed. You have to pay us or we're gonna give you, or you can fine you, or go to jail, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but they didn't give us a ticket. They're like, you have to come back to the station like later, and I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But so I didn't go. The manager ended up going and getting because he paid for his because. I don't know. He's a tour manager.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for mine too eventually.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're like, okay, go, but you gotta come back.
Yeah. What?
The jail?
Oh, I didn't go to jail.
No,
they're like, no, I didn't pay it. So they were like, you have to come back and pay for the ticket. So the manager went after the show and like paid for his ticket. But I was like, if they're not gonna come for me, then like I'm not. I was broke then too. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave tomorrow. So I left.
See ya.
And I haven't paid it yet.
That's crazy.
Damn.
I think that's okay.
I want to talk to you about. I mean, I want to kind of go back to your like experience overcoming your addiction and stuff. Like how long did that last, and how did you kind of take proper steps to kind of break out of that?
Oh man, it was so hard to get out of. Like, I mean, I was like hooked on it for over 10 years. So, and like for half of it, I was like, I don't want to do this, but like I was just so hooked and like didn't really have the support because I pushed everyone out.
For sure. Yeah.
So I was just like me and my ex at the time. So like I didn't have anyone being like, you should change, or like, you know, I just basically just pushed everyone out, and if they said anything else, I just like was like didn't talk to them, which is fucked. But and then I don't know, I was just miserable. Like towards the end, all I would do is like sleep, like literally just sleep, and then work when I had to work, like once a month when we run out of money. So I don't know, I was just to the point where I'm like, I don't even know why I'm alive. Like this is like what am I doing? Like this is not fun. So I decided to put myself in rehab and get clean because I don't know, I just like was miserable and did that. And like obviously the first time you go doesn't usually ever work. I don't know. And
like,
I think
this.
left and then did it again. I did 3 times, and then at the last one I didn't even work either, so I did it on my own after that.
Wow.
Because I kept relapsing with my ex, but yeah, but
so, you made it through.
You made it through.
You kept incredibly strong.
You kept going back. I think that's also tough when you were mentioning that you would still work, like you were functioning. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I think I always like am baffled like how you could be functioning at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that there are a lot of people who go through addiction who actually still make incredible art still. You know what I'm saying? I was always kind of baffled by that.
I think some people do make it even more better, right? Like the drugs is what helps them, or they can't get out of it.
That's what they say, but overall I do think, you know, I don't think you need to depend on it. You know,
it's one of those lines, like, you know, like when they talk about like Eminem and Slim Shady, you know what I mean? Just like when you do extracurricular stuff, like your mind is just on some other shit, you know what I mean? So you're more creative. But I do agree, it's like, you know, I don't think that's 100% true, but people do think that, you know? They're like, yo, you make the greatest work. Some people are like, yo, you should get back on it, you know?
That's
sure.
I don't do that. I'm not gonna encourage nobody.
Oh no, of course. I don't want to say that either. But no, for sure.
You ever think about going back on your but that's dope. And then like I feel like since you've kind of went through all that, and it feels like a lot of things are looking up, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Getting crazy.
I mean, just in the last 2 years, like I could definitely feel the difference. I'm like way more productive, and like I think people see the difference, and so I'm getting more gigs. So like I'm able to like keep it together now and not. I don't know how. I mean, able to do it before too, which is wild. But
if you were still on it, do you think you'd be where you are right now?
Hell no.
So
Fuck no, dude. I'd probably be dead low key. Like, like it was bad towards the end. Like, because I not only was I on heroin, I got hooked on fentanyl moving to LA, which is like even worse. Yeah. Like 100 times stronger. But yeah,
that shit is crazy. Just hearing that and seeing your portfolio, it's like, god damn.
Can we just do a quick rundown of just people you work with, just for the people that don't know in the chat? Like, I think we should give a proper, let's like 5. Okay. Who you got?
Like clients or people, like shit. Like, I feel like
musicians.
Start name dropping right now.
Young Thug.
Come on,
being in the studio, I saw you were in the studio with Young Thug. I mean, you deal with a lot of rappers in general.
Yeah.
How do you like dealing with rappers? First of all,
I mean, I like obviously like fuck with rappers because I'm like in the studio with them, but I like. It's easier, I think, for me because like I get along with. It depends. Like I won't go put myself somewhere I don't feel like I'm uncomfortable. Right. So usually I'll make sure that like I'm gonna feel okay before I go anywhere. But I don't know. I love it. Yeah.
But is it different from like working with like a rock band, I guess, or like I don't know. Like, is it different?
For sure.
But energy wise, but
it's like different people. I feel like I don't know. Like. Every group is different,
right?
For me, at least, like I've never had the same experience in like one studio to another or one shoot to another. Even like I feel like it's always
or versus musicians versus maybe other types of like creatives. Yeah.
Oh yeah, way different. Oh wait, wait, was that the question?
Yeah, no, I'm just going running through. I mean, you also shot Kim Kardashian's line "Skims," like did the whole direction for that, where actually Steffie was in the campaign as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
KK?
Yeah.
For KK.
Do it again.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, she's out here. She's out here working. I mean, there's billboards, there's, musicians, album covers. We're working on something that's like on the hush hush right now. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna see.
Really?
That you're gonna see.
Oh no, you're gonna see.
You're gonna see that shit. CC, email, CC, BCC. You're gonna BCB, everything. You're gonna see all of that. But yeah, I mean, what's next? Would you like to eventually, do anything video wise, or do you do anything video wise, or?
Yeah, I mean, I like direct videos too. I've been doing a lot of photo shoots and video together. What's next? Want to do a movie?
Woo!
Want to do a movie? I guess that's like that's what's next.
I would totally do it.
Yeah, direct a film. I got a couple ideas. Other than that, just keep making art, like books and stuff, and
I'd like to see a book from you, actually.
I gotta soon. I've almost done with it. I just like need to.
I feel like she got some shit bubbling up,
for sure.
I mean, that photo book's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? All the years of touring and behind the scenes access and shit.
For sure.
It's so cool. So
I gotta do a big one because I have so many photos that people haven't seen. Because when I was like an addict, I took photos still. I just was never posted them because I wasn't doing anything, or I was just gone. But
film.
Film, mostly film. So I have so many photos that I need to like put together and do a book.
Did you develop it yourself? Huh? Sorry. Huh? Did you develop the photos yourself?
Oh, I've done black and white, but not color.
Do photographers like hoard pictures, or can they? Is it hard for you to throw away pictures? 'Cause I can't do that at home. I have so many shitty pictures, and I'm like, but it meant something.
Same, dude. I have that. Yes.
I do that with kimchi byungs, bro. I do that with jars of kimchi.
Kimchi.
I really do look up to a lot of film photographers because when you have a film camera, like we've all had one, and we're all out and about, or just like you're thinking we're gonna get the illest shot, and you develop them shits, and it's like 90%
blurry.
It's some either blurry to
like a light
dark
trail.
or something.
Yeah, dude.
Like when I was taking it, I thought I was getting the ill access. Like, oh my god, it's so trash, bro. It's so trash.
The right camera, maybe.
I love just like physically holding photos, man. I know that sounds old, but you know,
I do too.
That happened to me right now.
Oh,
too.
shit.
It's okay. Oops. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get into some callers, guys. Call right now on Discord if you have any questions or want to share anything about what you guys are going through that relates to what we're talking about. Okay, Alex just went to the bathroom, so we're gonna have to hold off on the calls. But join the Discord
like, nope,
right now,
no.
guys. We are stacking up on the calls. It's gonna be great. But guys, how is everybody feeling as we're kind of going towards the end of the pandemic?
Right.
We're not quite there yet, but it's been a crazy year. Let's start with Sandy. Like, how has your year been, and has it affected anything that you do personally?
How has? I mean, I've been kind of thriving in this pandemic. Like,
It's hard to say that.
I know.
It's like, is
I've
it
been
okay to say that I've been doing okay?
but like,
killing it.
to be fair, I was living in hell before, so not hell, but like, you know, it was hard. But just because, you know, I just decided to get clean at a crazy time in the world. But I don't know, I feel grateful as fuck, you know, that parents are here and I have their love and support, and that I didn't burn everything to the ground. Like, you know, like I was able to come back and, like, you know, I don't know, I just feel lucky, and I've just been working as hard as I can just because I don't really know what else to do right now.
Do you think it's easier to stay clean, or it was easier to stay clean during the quarantine kind of pandemic situation, or? Because this is a tricky situation for a lot of different people, right?
Yeah, for sure.
For me, it has, because the first half I went to my parents' house and like lived with them like for a couple months because I was like, what's happening? I don't know. Like, this could be the end of the world. Yeah. And then after that, I moved back to LA, and I don't know, I've been like mostly alone. So I know for some people that's worse. Like, some people just it makes you drink more or get fucked up, but see, everyone's different. Yeah. But for me, I guess, I don't know, I don't keep alcohol in the house, and like I don't know. Yeah, it's been also like I'm so traumatized from like how I was before that I know that if I do it, I'm gonna die. So I'm like,
you don't ever want to revisit that ever
No, never.
Wow. You've taken things away that can trigger you, basically.
Basically got rid of all my triggers, like clean. My mom helped, like, you know, cleaned out, like moved to a new place, like had to start all over again.
Did that mean also keeping yourself away from like people that were friends? Like that could... I mean that must be hard.
It is hard.
A lot of times that is the trigger, right? It's the commute or the place that you were in, that hole or whatever, right?
That's interesting too. Even to say that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, no, we cool, but I just can't see you right now.
Yeah, and I feel like people have to be understanding of that, but people that haven't experienced that, it's hard for them to get. They're like, they're being different, or they don't care about me anymore. It's like,
I mean, I can't, like, I mean, we talk sometime, like, I actually talked to him like a week ago, or not even a couple of days ago, but it's like, I don't know, I almost feel like he knows that he's a trigger for me. So like, or maybe not, I don't really know, but I don't know, it was definitely in like a codependent, you know, using relationship that wasn't healthy. So
for sure,
it's interesting because I see your parents on your IG stories, and they seem like a very traditional Korean a family, you know, and seeing that they've kind of haven't given up on you throughout the whole process is pretty amazing, because I think for like immigrant Korean parents, like drug addiction, opiates is like a new American thing. It feels like such an American thing that you wouldn't really relate to Korea. Korea, you know, drugs are highly illegal and stuff.
For sure.
So when you come over here and you experience that or see like a loved one go through that, it feels like a new experience, right?
Aren't there a lot of Korean alcoholics? I feel like every Korean I meet is an alcoholic with alcohol.
Well, that's like, why it's interesting.
That might not be drugs. Maybe that's why they go so hard with
they
the
let that shit slide.
Yeah,
they're like, no, he's just drunk. It's like, you mean
he's just sleeping on the subway, but that's okay. This is normal. Nah, I just want to big up, you know, not only your parents, but anybody who's going through a situation where their loved one is an addict and going through it.
Same.
It's just because you have to shower that person with love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, even when, you know, they're going through the darkest moments, they tend to just try to push, you know, you're loving them and they push you away. They love you. So like, I really want to big up your parents and also just people who didn't give up, you know, on anyone who's like suffering through addiction.
Same.
It's just, you just have to blindly shower them with love, having that like faith that one day that something's going to click. And I think that's fucking beautiful.
That shit is really hard, like, to even break through with your parents. Like, my parents don't know any of the drugs that I've dabbled in.
Yeah. What drugs? What
I'm just saying, like, they don't. You like, when have you actually kind of talked to? Besides maybe weed.
Yeah,
like your parents smell the weed, you know.
Yeah,
but all the drugs I've done in my life, they'll have no fucking idea. They would freak the fuck out. No. You ever do this shit? You ever test it out on them sometimes? Like, imagine I was doing this.
Oh yeah, just
they freak out. I'm like, okay, I should definitely.
And they start crying. It's like, oh shit.
I'm like, I'm kidding.
Right.
I did a thing last year where once I started therapy, I started telling my mom. I used to lie to her like all the time about everything I did because she was so overbearing. But last year I started telling her everything.
Yeah.
Like guys I was dating, the shit, like being hella honest, the drugs I've tried, like everything. And it's like, I think it's because it's already happened.
In the,
the you
past,
know what I mean? They seem more understanding. I'm also older. Like I don't know, but
same. So
and you know, also we have this like no, go ahead.
Feel better, like
I do. I honestly feel like I have. It's weird because I don't see her as it's weird. I don't see her as much, but I feel more connected to her.
Yeah,
I feel like she's like come from an understanding place, and I feel like I could be.
That's cute.
Yeah, it
surprise you a little bit.
It did. It did surprise me. Yes, I thought that she would literally like disown me, which is something that I told myself would happen when I was like 15 years old.
Right.
But it's like it's different. I feel like they understand that your life is suffering. She's suffered a lot. Like
they're too old to give a fuck now. You know, what I mean? Like we're gonna be angry.
All our parents have suffered in some way, right?
Sure.
Like being here, just generally, and so I think they understand that what we're going through in a way.
100%.
It might not be the exact same example, but
so you can't stop being angry if you're over 60. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got like 15 years. Just like be happy for the rest of your life, bro.
You know, it's crazy because you know, as immigrant children, like we have this idea that like, oh, we can't be completely honest with our parents. You know what I mean? They'll blow their top, you know, because when we were growing up, a lot of their outbursts and their rage came from like their inability to communicate with us. There was no connection. So a lot of times, you know, like my father, when he got physical and like he used to hit me, it wasn't because he was trying to hurt me. It was the frustration of like, I don't know what you're going through. I don't even know how to explain it. You're not explaining it. You know what I mean? You get to a certain age where, similar to you, I found comfort knowing that they didn't know anything. That was my comfort. You know what I mean? And then when I opened up and I became more honest, like I said it like this, like with my brat up already, like I'm like, oh my, like I smoke, you know, like it's like, Mom, I don't know if I believe in God, you know, like I would have these things, but the crazy thing is, to my surprise, of course, there's that initial like shock, like oh my heart, you know, my kid's going through this, but then it's like, there is that switch, like, damn, they're being honest right now.
Yeah.
They're actually being completely transparent to me. And for some reason, that level up to them overpowers their, like, anger.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then after that...
That's so true.
And then after that, like, I try to, like, sneak... I start, like, cursing in front of my mom. She's like, relax. Like, don't go too much.
I'm sorry. I was just going to mention on top of that, too, I think a lot of times... us as kids of immigrant parents, like talk about our traumas a lot growing up. Yeah. But I think like we create an environment for our parents that's really difficult too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because
for sure.
I at times wanted to avoid so many conversations or explaining things to them. This is why my parents don't know how to use the internet, because I never taught them. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll try to do some shit. I'll be like, nah, you don't need this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. And I feel shitty now.
100%.
And I'm paying the price because I got to fucking figure out the modem situation every 2 days. But I'm saying, like, I feel bad that I didn't try to even connect at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that is the immigrant story, man. You know what I mean? It's like we find these little hacks. It's like my parents, they're at the cleaners all day. They're not home. So to me, I saw that as freedom. I saw that as just like, yo, I could do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I could get away with things. I don't need to explain things fully. Kind of like, dumb. You know that report card signing? We never let them sign
Hell
that
no.
shit,
She's
bro.
like, what are you saying?
It's like, what?
No, my dad would just be like, you signed it. I'm like, you said it.
I got caught, and like one time, like on a
We got caught?
like an idiot, and they mailed it. He didn't put a letter or anything. My history AP teacher mailed it in an envelope with nothing else except that
The
report
report
thing
card?
and the signature.
Right.
Dude.
It's the
It's
craziest
so
thing.
fucking not go
Teacher
out for, like,
sitting there being like, this is
Yeah, what the fuck? How did he know though? Like, is it like what was he fucking?
For sure.
They didn't want to deal with it. You know, they didn't want to deal with that
Like-
shit.
Then why the fuck send it?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Exactly.
Save
No.
your fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
Postage.
Seriously.
What are you doing?
Postage money right there.
All right, let's get into some calls, guys. We're gonna take some calls. A lot to talk about. Hit us up if you have any questions for Sandy or anything we're talking about right now. Let's take the first call from Swi-Fi.
Do we need
It's Wi-Fi.
Swi-Fi. What?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi.
First time, what's it called? I'm so nervous.
Oh, don't
You're
be.
good.
Yeah, don't be. Can you mute the
Hi.
stream because we hear ourselves in the
Oh,
background?
sorry.
Not a problem.
Let me just. How about now? Hello?
Yeah, you're
Sounds good.
Hey. Hi. Can we do? I'm so sorry for asking this right away. Can we do my minority?
All right,
You know what that is?
this is called Minority Report,
Yeah.
where we have Rick guess the ethnicity
Well, let's
of the
all do
caller.
this. Yeah.
Ethnicity of the caller. First, give her a sentence.
The sentence is: sometimes parents just don't understand. Okay.
Okay. Sometimes parents just don't understand. Okay.
Ooh, that understand. Okay.
That's
That
understand.
you heard right? To
Yeah.
understand. Okay. Where are you calling from? First of all,
Yeah, that's a good.
Jackson Heights, New York.
Jackson Heights, New York.
We're right next to Elmhurst.
You're next to Elmhurst.
A lot of people are saying Mexican, Hispanic in the chat. I'm gonna say black.
You gonna say
Whoa.
black? Okay. I'm gonna say either Filipino or Chinese.
Okay.
Whoa, that
Any
sounded
guesses?
like
That
No,
sounded
she
disappointed.
sounded
That's
like-
a disappointed.
All right.
No, that was just my guessing voice.
All right, let's get it. What is it?
What is it?
I'm 100% Nepali, so I'm
Oh.
If you got that shit,
Yeah,
Rick,
no,
oh my
no.
god, I was just
Right,
giving you
right.
$100.
Wait, could I try again?
Crazy.
What's
yeah,
up?
Nepalese. Shout out to the
Was
Nepalese.
that your first
Nepalese?
Nepalese
Yeah.
person to call in?
I think so.
I haven't
Yeah.
met,
Okay, we got Nepal in the house.
Come on, Nepal. Let's go.
Yay! I always listen on Apple Podcasts while I'm doing chores, so like this is my
Aw.
first time calling in, so I'm like really happy.
Awesome.
Oh.
Of course. We're happy you called in.
So I was thinking about what you guys were saying about parents, and like I'm pretty young, I'm like 21, and I really feel what you said, because like it feels like we're seen in like one language, because like I know how to express myself in one language, but then like it's really hard to put those in like the language that they understand.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
I feel that like it's just so there's a lot of disconnect going on, but like yeah, and like the thing with the hitting too, like it definitely resonated with that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, definitely that language barrier, it causes, there's times when I'm trying to, there were times when I'm like, okay, you know what, today I'm going to make the conscious effort to like explain to my mom something or my dad something. And I do it, I make that effort, and it ends up them getting more angry and lecturing me. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, I shouldn't have even tried. Like I made it worse.
Yeah.
And then after like
Yeah,
repeat incidents
definitely.
like that, is that bothering you? After like multiple incidents of that, suddenly you're like, you know what? It's better for me to just live in my shadow than to like open up to my parents, you know? And then
Sure.
that creates that divide.
I will give advice to younger people dealing with immigrant parents right now to try to, you know,
I got it.
when you have those moments where you have a chance to communicate with each other, just do it,
Yeah.
because later on it's gonna traumatize you.
Nah, for sure.
I tell you that. Like right now, like if mom needs help with some shit with
Right.
tech wise, just help her
Right,
right, now.
right.
Do you want to really explain virtual reality 20 years from now to your mom? You know how annoying it is to describe cable modems right,
Right,
now?
right,
Oh
right.
my god! Imagine trying to help her out with the Oculus in 20 years.
Jeez,
Jesus
yo.
Christ!
I think
I'm
one.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I was
please. I'm
saying
sorry.
I'm helping her find a vaccine, and she's very like proactive. She wants to do everything herself, but she wants to do it very slowly. So I'm like, Mom, the vaccines are running out, and then she gets mad at me for like being impatient.
Right.
So there's always this
Yeah.
conflict.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that's just like a parent, normally just a parent-child thing. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's
I mean, there's also. Oh, sorry.
no. I keep butting in. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say there's also like my whole situation personally is like there's also a disconnect because like I went to boarding school in Nepal and then like she came to America, so there was like a really big disconnect when I came over. I came over when I was like 12, so like I hadn't really like seen her in so long. So there's really like a big disconnect in the way that like because like she didn't raise me like she raised me, but like there's this disconnect where like her childhood is different from mine, so there's like
For
not
sure.
like the same type of conversations happening.
Yeah. That's interesting for sure.
I think when you're vulnerable with anyone, whether it be your parent or your friends or whoever, they start being open with you,
Yeah.
True.
right?
Yeah.
So sometimes just listening and like hearing in on what a person actually has to say and validating those things, whether it's feelings or whatever she's going through, I think that resonates with anyone around the world.
That's super. What
We
you just said
wanna
is
be
so
heard,
crucial.
right? We
Yeah.
just want to be heard. So
That's so true.
Because there are
Thank you
times
for
when you
that.
talk to someone and you're expecting like a instant like response, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes that argument might happen, but when both parties leave, in retrospect, when they think back, even your effort of trying to open up is huge. And
Yeah.
they'll remember that. We have to have faith that like if both of us want to connect and open up, we both have to understand that they're gonna be like, damn, my son actually tried, you know?
Yeah.
And
That's so
even
true.
and it's funny because as my dad gets older and you know he's old now, you know, like he's doing a lot of reflecting and he hits me up and our phone calls like almost brings tears to my eyes because he's just like, Rick, like they think about like a lot of the arguments that we had now, you know what I mean, like back in the day. They think about it and they're like, Rick, like back in the day, Appa, I'm sorry, you know? And that apology, when I was younger, I was like, they're never gonna apologize. They're never gonna fucking understand.
Yes.
And then for them to actually turn around, I'm tearing up right now. It's just like, it's like you need to have faith that your parents also, I had that epiphany. My parents are just older versions of me. You know, when we see American parents, like the thing about like when I went to my American friend's house, it's like, hey, Lance, how was your day at school? It's okay, Mom. And then they spoke as if they were two like friends. We never really had that conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
Fuck no.
it was like, it was good. It was good. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
빨리 먹어. It was so authoritative and
Yeah.
like discipline based.
That shit does feel relieving when you're like my dad. I never thought I'd hear that from my dad.
Yeah.
And he did. He was like, yo, I know.
And it's so
He's
crazy.
like, I apologize for the time when you were young and the way I treated it. And I
Yeah.
was like, you did fuck up.
Yeah.
You really did. I just
Nah, I think it's
beautiful.
very important as like Dumb and I, even everyone here, just anyone with a platform, and where you know the youth is watching. Like we always talk about, yo, as Asian artists, you should do this, you should do that. We need to also be open and real about how we should be treating our parents and like what we should be doing in the family. You know, we can't have this.
100%,
We can't
yeah.
have this generational cycle happen and be like, oh, that's just us being Asian. It's like we need to talk about this.
That's true.
And we need to really just kind of stir
100%.
people into be like, yo, just be more open with your parents. It might suck right now, but it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna prevent a lot of turmoil in the future because
Oh, yeah.
that divide
sure.
will start going like this. You know,
That resonates with me, what you're saying about like actually, you know, you apologized and you were grateful, right? Or
Yeah.
or for you, it was that your dad apologized.
yeah,
I think that's a huge part of just talking to your parents.
for
'cause
sure.
That happened to me a few years ago. That was the first time I really felt like I could trust my mom. Even if not that she wasn't like untrustworthy or anything.
Yeah.
But I just was grateful and I told her thank you for raising us as difficult. And that literally like opened up something new. Like
Right.
it was insane. And so that resonates.
I think
shit
that
was
go ahead.
No, it was just like a lot of times it was not even wanting to confront it, you know. So
Yeah.
it turned into like me not answering calls from my dad.
Oh yeah,
And just kind of pushing it away.
For sure.
And it's like, how do you even have an opportunity for them to like actually be vulnerable with you when you constantly push them away like that? I didn't even give them a platform really.
yeah.
I just kept pushing that shit away,
For
pressing
sure.
ignore. And then after a while, he actually was like, yo, are you, like he even said it in my message, are you
Yeah.
just not answering because blah, blah,
Right.
blah, or this and that. He kind of felt it and I felt bad.
I remember my dad, like I had those seasons like where I go a year where I just like ignore the call. you know, because it's uncomfortable, because, you know, there's trauma there, because also like that distrust you're talking about, it doesn't come from like our parents being dishonest people, but in the past, their inability to humble themselves and have a real conversation with me, I automatically was like, dude, I can never, we can't relate because it's always going to be you looking down. You know what I mean?
It's ego,
It's
right?
ego.
Everything's ego driven.
Exactly.
And there's that argument.
And then I remember
separating yourself from that.
When I finally picked up, or like he called like a roommate, and he's like, here, it's just for you. And I'm like, oh, Abba? You know, Abba?
Right.
This still resonates to this day. He's like, Rick. Like, he's like holding me. He's like, don't hang up yet. Please just pick up. You know what I mean? Please just
damn, that's sad as fuck, bro.
Please just pick up, because that's it. You know, I was in California. He was on the East Coast. He's just like, "산녀가," like, you know, son, please just let's have this communication opened up.
Yeah.
And that I was like, you know what? You're right. If I'm not giving them the platform or the time of day, how can I expect anything different?
And then he prepared a rap to communicate with you.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm kidding. Swi-Fi, thanks for calling. We're going to keep pushing. I appreciate you, though.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Let's get Verbal B on the line. What's up, Verbal?
Brian.
Hello.
What's up, Verbal B?
What's up, B?
Can you guys hear me?
You know.
You need the car.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Alex, could you put in money
Is
in
this
the car
better?
real quick?
Hello?
Okay. Where'd you park?
Brian,
he knows,
can you
like,
turn them up a little bit before you go, Alex?
Yeah.
What's up, Brian? I hear you now.
Okay, good. Hey guys.
Hi.
I was gonna talk about like drug users and things like that, but Rick, what you just spoke about your father and everything. I'm just gonna, talk about like different things, because like I came here in like '98. I came here pretty late. I used to be really scared of my dad when I was growing up in Korea. He was, he would beat me if I would like do homework or stuff like that. Like I think once a year, I would get like really bad beatings. Like one time he brought like an aluminum like bat.
Oh yeah, the annual beat, yeah.
It's not like it's like the Asian purge. Oh, the annual beat. Oh,
the annual beat. I mean, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think we slowly like rack up points, and then like once a year, like we rack up enough points where like our parents are like, okay, it's time.
Yeah. It's like rollover minutes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep going.
Anyway, I was so scared of my dad that on the way back from like Hagwon, after school you go to like Hagwon to do like more studying.
Yeah.
I would go down to the underground parking garage to see if my dad's car's in there or not.
Oh my gosh.
I would like mentally prepare myself
right
before I walked in home, just in case something would happen.
All right, let's do this. Let's get beat.
I completely understand that, man. Like there was a time when I was living, at my house, and every time I hear the garage door opening, I would get scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, you know what I'm talking about? That garage door open for some reason that like it was connected with like, oh shit.
They're home.
Yeah. But keep going, bro.
But so we came here. Obviously, my parents went through the usual immigrant story suffering, like getting ripped off of someone, just losing their businesses and things like that. I think he mellowed out a lot. And
yeah.
I think with religion too, like he went to church like all his life, all his adult life. But I think he really met God like maybe 10, 15 years ago or so. So he softened up a lot. So we've been talking more now that I got married and have a kid, and we live in the same roof. So there's not more to talk about.
Right.
So we've been talking. He's been super like almost too mellow now. Like it's kind of weird.
It's like that annual beat.
Like, yeah, no more annual beats. But if I when I look back, he would beat me for like the littlest thing. Like I don't think that was like the trigger, but something probably just happened to him, or he was having a bad day. But I told you, Rick, about this one. Like sometimes when my son doesn't like behave, like I get angry. Right. I haven't like beat him yet, like beat him, but like I get that like urge like rising up from like my stomach.
Nah, I hear you. I think the reason why we start understanding our parents more as we get older. I remember seeing things that my dad did in the past. I was like, I will never fucking do that. And then as you get older, you realize, holy shit, I'm just like my dad.
Yeah,
Like it's
Damn, I want to beat
it's
my kids
subconsciously-
too. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, but go ahead, Brian. I know exactly what you mean.
Well, that's because the cycle keeps going if you don't
Fix that
it, if
generational
you don't
cycle.
try to work through that.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's trying to. He's checking himself. at
Yeah,
that
he's
moment,
checking
right?
himself. Yeah,
So I mean, we gotta all work hard to break off the cycle. You know what I mean?
100%.
We all have to like consciously make an effort to be a better person and be a better like parent or spouse to whoever you're living with. You know, because it'll just continue if you don't make an effort.
Nah, for sure. We need to stop that. We need to fix that.
Yeah. Like my wife's family, like my mother-in-law, she came here in the 60s on the boat. So she grew up here, and so her lifestyle is like a lot more Americanized. So one thing I found weird was like when my wife would come home, she would talk about her day. Oh, you know, I met up with this person. We went out together for lunch, and we talked about these things. But like, I'm like, I haven't even like even met that person. Like, I don't know who they are. I don't know how they look like. And for like our family style was like, we don't talk about this shit. We only talk about what we all know collectively. Like, you know, a certain member of church or a certain like relative or something like that.
Right.
But she would just talk about her day, and at first I was so like not used to it. I was like, also like I want to kind of eat, and she's like talking, so I have to like listen.
I know what you mean.
Get down on my meal.
I think that would help so much. Like what you're saying is just Korean men, or I don't know, my experience with Korean men, that doesn't happen a lot. You know, you come home and you decompress. When people decompress, what do? They like go on TV. Like growing up, that's what I imagine. Looking at something else, like doing things that are like almost like busy, external stuff, not from the inside out, right? And that's what I guess your wife is doing, is expressing herself and just.
She doesn't want that volcano effect to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
There's a lot of like. What's that called? Like carbonation. It just keeps building and building. And then no, it's very true, because I think a lot of times our fathers too, we don't ask them like how's work, you know, cleaners, like the work that they had.
Well,
if
they
something
seem
goes
annoyed.
wrong, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they come home already like upset about something, and then they take it out on us. You know what I mean?
There's shit I'm gonna break the cycle with, I guess, with me and what I've learned in my household.
Right.
Like I'll never play golf. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of golf playing that neglected my family. You know,
we're gonna play golf, bro.
I'm not gonna watch Korean dramas once I have kids. That's for sure. You know, your parents was tuning out on Korean drama. Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's all about breaking the cycle. But Verbal, thanks for calling, brother. Appreciate you sharing that kind of vulnerable story about the aluminum bat.
Yeah,
he even stated the what kind of bat it was. Aluminum.
Aluminum.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let's get Leroy Jenkins on the line. What's up, Leroy?
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
LJ, what's good, homie?
Doing good. So I had a question for Sandy.
Yep.
Hey.
All right, so I'm a father. My daughter's 11, and she's a creative person. I'm not very creative. I actually sold out. I'm going to school right now. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I don't want her to sell out. I want her to do what she wants to do. And as everybody, you guys are all creative, and I want to grow and foster her as a creative person. You know, obviously, like go to school, do what you need to do, but I want her to follow her passion. And that was my question for you guys. I guess everybody in that room. How do I keep her creative?
Beautiful.
That's sweet. Just like support her in what she wants to do. Which it sounds like you already are, but yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. How do you keep your kid from selling out?
Well, I guess the thing she's really into, she likes drawing. And she really likes anime, and I try to just like, hey, just keep drawing, keep doing that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my
huge.
Parents did with me. Like I started out drawing too as a kid, and my mom would always be like, "Oh, you're good at this. You should keep doing it." And I don't know. They pushed me to do a bunch of different things to figure out what I liked. Like I'd do a little bit of violin. Oh, I'm not good at that. Okay, done. Yeah. Karate, fucking everything, literally, like piano. But I think that, I don't know, kept my brain stimulated and knowing that there's like a lot, there's a lot out there that you can, or I don't know, just giving them the opportunity, I guess, too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
definitely, and the encouragement.
That
encouragement is so crucial.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely the encouragement is like the biggest part, I feel like, and support coming from your parents instead of being like, you should do this or whatever.
Did your parents ever try to like force you to do any of these things or longer? Like they were always very just good about being like, I want to try this, and then just allowing you to do that?
Pretty much. I mean,
That's
they
so cool.
had me playing piano for a second. The teacher was like hitting my hand.
You're like, oh, fuck
this.
this.
So I don't know. There's always been something, but yeah, just like encourage your daughter, and I don't know. Yeah.
Let me say one thing just to add on to it's of course great to have the support in the household, and that's an experience that a lot of us probably didn't have a lot of times. But I will say, I think with art and things like that, you do have to have a rebellious factor.
Yeah.
A part of you that just does not give a fuck what anybody says. Like, if that's gonna stop you, I don't know if you have what it takes. If like anything that, if you know, a wall that comes across from you in front of you, I'm just being a little bit realistic in that sense. I just feel like you don't have what it takes if you let a wall stop you.
Right. I get you, but I still think that a father, like a parent and a kid relationship, they could be rebellious together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because like when there is a divide and like a hidden factor, like already Leroy, the fact that you're asking like, how can I do this? You're already exponentially better than the people that are just like, yo, fuck that. Yeah, the fact that you said that, like, you have to understand. When I used to record in my room, I used to steal my mom's pantyhose for a filter. You know what I mean? I got super creative with it. I would take a wire hanger, like stretch it out, and then take her stockings and then steal it. So I'll have a pop filter. So my P's and my T's and my S's.
She actually took it off. She was like, "You need this right now." Here we go.
So there was one day when like, so she would be like, "That's satanic music." You know what I mean? That boom boom, like in your room. Like, what are you doing? Like, when are you gonna like smarten up? One day, she bought me a pack of pantyhose.
Oh, wow.
She bought me a pack of pantyhose. I was like, Mommy, bought me these stockings for me. But that one move, it was just like, my mom is actually pushing me towards what I like doing. And that alliance was formed there. You know what I mean? So like, little things, it doesn't have to be grandiose acts. It could just be like, you know, you buying her maybe new stencils, just like, you know, giving her tools to push. Like, if sometimes
they're gonna get
she's probably just grossed out by the fact that
she's
like, never used
well, the thing is,
that's a dirty laundry basket, Ricky.
You might as well encourage it, because they're gonna get to it no matter what.
Right.
Real shit, they will get to it. If they love it, they will get to it. I gotta ask you, like, in your experience, what pantyhose has the best pop filter effect? What brand? I just want to know.
No, man.
Okay.
She just got the one from Lotte, you know what I mean?
Lotte.
I do see like when parents, like when I see adult kids who are doing well, successful entertainer and creatives, a lot of them, what they have in common is parents who supported their whatever they wanted to do when they were young.
Show moms.
Show moms, like anything, any creative, like artists. I noticed that they had parents that were very supportive of what they did.
Right.
Tiger Woods' dad?
Oh, come on.
Tiger Woods' dad? Michael Jordan's dad?
Come on, Jay.
But started young.
Michael
too,
Jackson's
right?
dad? That boy had the aluminum bat. He didn't give a fuck.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of intense too. There's a level of intensity. There's a lot of sacrifice sometimes the parents do put these kids through. Like some of the greats we're talking about that I just mentioned. Like
they wanted to live vicariously.
They had some intense fathers.
For sure.
Intense fathers.
Nah, but Leroy, you already in the right direction, baby.
Yeah,
you like even being curious about how to do that and how to connect with your daughter. Like, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Definitely. You asked the wrong people, but yeah, good job, bro. No, I'm kidding. Leroy, thanks for calling, brother.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
For sure. Peace.
All right, let's get Carlitos Fritos. Let me guess. Latino.
Carlitos Fritos.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Fritos?
Hey, thanks for letting me join the call again. I was on last week, so
Of course.
I don't think you guys need to play Minority Report again. So.
I got you. Guatemala, baby.
Chapin.
What, you think I forgot? Come on, dude.
Holy shit.
What's up?
Hey, man, how's it going? Hey, congratulations, Sandy. So just giving you a shout out. And then Steffi, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely liven up the place. Instead of just having Dom and Rick.
We kind of grim like a little.
I mean, it was,
Real. We
real,
felt like
bro.
we
Come
prayed at the
on.
end. It was okay.
You just completely ruined that moment.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up, Carlitos?
Hey, no, just calling in. Definitely kind of touched the conversation. It's funny because I think a lot of people, all of my friends, they actually make fun of me, like the way I grew up, right? Like, my parents came from Guatemala, immigrant parents, so not too different from you guys, right? So I know Korean, Guatemalan, different cultures, but honestly, it's very similar. I think it's definitely similar stories. So yeah, all my friends actually make fun of me because they're like, "Oh, you never got hit, you never got spanked." And I tell them, I'm like, "No, man, I never got the chancla.
Yeah,
I never got the chancla. I never got the sandal. So
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say that's kind of the end of the story, because I actually grew up with my dad, who basically just drank and just kind of There's a lot of verbal domestic violence at home.
Yeah.
And so one of the ways that I coped, that I know a lot of kids don't cope in that way, is doing well in school. So getting straight A's.
Oh, that's true. We don't talk about that a lot.
For sure.
And I think that was my coping mechanism, is how do I get my dad and how do I get my mom to kind of recognize me? How do I get them to see me? And so I think that was my way of growing up, is I overachieved. And I'm a mechanical engineer today, but I think during that time I never really processed the things that were going on at home, So I think it just became the norm in that sense.
You got that hyper focus.
Exactly. Yeah, but it wasn't until like just recently. I mean, I'm 28. I'm 29 now. And it's not until my 20s that I started really thinking about going to therapy, because there's so much like hidden trauma there that I never really fully understood when I was younger. So
yeah.
I feel you.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I'm over here on the same
Congrats.
wavelength as you, brother. We're all trying to get through therapy. That's why these 2 episodes have been all about therapy. Good. But I know what you mean about that hidden trauma, bro. I'm unpacking a lot right now,
for sure. And to be honest with you, sometimes the verbal hurts more than the physical, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I remember when I went downstairs on a report card day, and I know I fucked up, and I knew a beating was coming, but they were just like not doing it. I was like, I was about to implode,
my raps feel like aluminum bat. All right.
But Carlitos, you did it the right way.
Have you started looking up therapists, or have you taken any action to wanting to do these things?
It's a little hard. My girlfriend's always like, yeah, you should go. I think definitely I'm a procrastinator, so I tend to prolong any like health related things. Like I don't get my blood work done as often, so it's like, what's gonna make me go to therapy, So I think it's getting to that tipping point where maybe I should be looking for.
Dude, I said it for like 4 or 5 years before I actually ended up going, and then I was like, why did I wait this long?
Right.
And it was because I thought, I was like, oh, I have to go through this process of like looking for it. It's so much work. But I think it's the fight of like knowing you want to do something and then not,
taking
like
the action.
Yeah, right. But you've like put in the back burner for so long. You're just like, whatever.
Facts. That's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
But then it's like that thing that made the biggest difference. I mean, for most people who do it, always are like, why didn't I fucking do this earlier? And I think like they have like, you could go on to psychologytoday.com, and they have like places you can look up local therapists based on like
nice.
like based on like maybe ethnicity, like if you're looking for someone Asian or a woman, you kind of have to break it down like that. But don't go too crazy with it, just find.
It's like rate my professor for like
it's like the Tinder of therapists.
Nope.
Well, what helped is that I had somebody do this with me, someone like held my hand, was like kept me accountable, was like, yo, in the next 3 days, fine. So fine, I would say, oh, that's how you found yours. That's awesome. Find 3 people on that list that you're interested in, or I would suggest, and then make a call because you want to know if your insurance covers it, or like even if they can, ask them, be like, yo, can I get a discount? Like sometimes that helps. I tell like my friends about this, and then talk to them, because they'll always do a free consultation at the beginning.
Steffi is a great haggler, by the way. She will get a discount on a therapist. So somehow get a discount on a doctor. Like you could do this surgery for cheaper, right? One thing I was gonna ask Sandy, after just going off of what Steffi was talking about, like taking that first step into rehab. Like, what did that take, and what was the final tipping point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna finally just do it, just check myself in, and you did it. No one else like checked you in, right?
I went to like a meeting for work, and the guy I was meeting is Andrew Richardson, and I forget, I don't even remember what the shoe was, but he's actually sober, and he used to be an addict before, and like he saw me and like knew. He's like, "You're high, huh?"
Oh wow.
And like I was like, fuck, and I just like broke down, and I was like, yes, I've been fucked up, and like just started crying, and was like, I just like couldn't hold it to I like had to tell somebody, because like it's just like a lot to not like be talking about, you know, your addiction, especially when you've been through it for so long. But so that happened, and then he was like, I'm gonna put you in touch with another friend who just went to treatment, and he's gonna help you like get into treatment. So he did that, and then they got me into like a rehab for like a deal. Like I went to a nice ass rehab for like not that much, like for hella cheap, because I mean they probably knew I was gonna leave because no one really stays the first time, but
yeah.
But I guess that was a tipping point. Is like shit, people
when someone recognized it.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not good, you know. I'm like going to meetings lit and like not good.
Yeah,
so.
You were like so functional before, or people didn't even like care enough to maybe tell you at the moment, or
I was
something.
just like denying it too, you know. And I was fully functioning ish, like to people that didn't know me. I guess they didn't know, they just thought I was, you know, a little crazy. But I guess the people that did know me, I don't really know, because I would like push them away, and I just didn't want to hear it, you know. I didn't care. I was like, I just was stuck in my little bubble. So I guess that's what pushed me, is when I started realizing people around me were starting to see it, and like I don't know, I was miserable. Like I was definitely miserable, but I was like didn't have the money to go to put myself in rehab then too. So that was a lot of it. I was too broke to go to rehab. I mean, I guess I had enough money to buy drugs though somehow, but
yeah, that's why it's hard to like justify certain things, right? Like
for sure.
It's important, you know, obviously, and it's crazy how late I got, you know, to realizing that, I should probably work on myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we're in entertainment. It's like people like our music, people like our art. And we think just because people like you in that way, that you're doing fine. You're like, damn, the world fucks with me. I think I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you get some people who are really in your life that you either love or care about, who it's like, why are we shitty to our loved ones and so good to our fans and people who love our art?
Because
you know what I'm saying?
Our fans only see us on stage. Our loved ones sees us backstage too. You know what I mean? They see both of those. But also, like, you know, another thing is like what you said is so crucial. Like, as a friend or as someone that knows somebody who's like struggling, it's the most terrifying to like be vocal and kind of like not call them out, but try to help, you know what I mean? Because the majority of times they're gonna probably push you away, avoid you, you know, think you're the accountable, annoying motherfucker. But we all have to do our part. We have to let them know once in a while. You know what I mean? If someone's sad or you kind of feel like they're going through something, like I've lost friends, and what haunts me to this day is like I kind of felt like they were going through something, but I just didn't say because I didn't want to kill the punigi. I didn't want to kill the mood that day. You know, I didn't want to. Everyone's having a good time. That's why with me, sometimes I'm overly just like, "How's your walk?" You know, all these things. I like to vocalize it because I don't want to ever feel that shoulda, coulda, woulda feeling of just like, damn, what if I said this at that time, and it could have been a catalyst. It may not have like changed anything at that moment, but it's just like we all have to collectively do our part if we care and love for someone who's going through something. To take that, you know, risk and that gamble and just be like, hey, how are you doing?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've been seeing that a lot more. People are even reaching out to me. And I'm kind of like, I realize I don't know how to even accept it sometimes. I'm like kind of annoyed.
So exactly.
What do you mean? Am I doing okay? I'm fucking busy, bro. Like, you know, so it's like, I think that reaction alone says a lot about like what I need to do for myself. You know?
But you know, it's like I said, like with our parents too, we don't say that with the faith of like, oh, when I say this to Dom, like he's going to change right now. we have that faith. We want to believe that, okay, he might say shut the fuck up now, but when he's alone at home, when he's by himself, he's like, oh, this motherfucker actually cared.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You'll bring
that
it up and you'll
reflection.
remember
Exactly.
it. But let's keep it moving. Thanks for calling in, brother. Let's take some new callers. Alex, you mentioned there's some new callers. We'll wrap it up soon. We're just gonna take and we're gonna get through these a little bit faster, guys, because we're running out of time. But let's keep it short.
Let's do it.
Rick.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love what you have to say, brother, but keep it short. All right.
Take your time, but hurry the fuck up.
All right, guys. Let's take some calls over here. What do we got? New caller? Let's take a new caller here. Digital trips.
It's actually Tigital drips, you guys.
Oh,
you guys would know that.
It is Tigital.
It's actually Tigital drips. That's how you say
What's up, DT?
Hi.
Hello. I'm actually not really a new caller. It's my second time.
It's okay. It's okay. We're not gonna hang up on you because of that.
How you doing?
Hi, Steph.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I have a question for Sandy.
Hey.
Let's get it.
So I know you did work with Supreme.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because I know they're kind of like they didn't really give much art direction, or I would say like they didn't really know or give you like anything to like feed off of. But what was like your whole like if it's like really impromptu, like what do you do? Like what like do you choose like hey, I have to do like I have to get this film or like, I got to set this up? Do you?
I guess it depends on the shoot, but like I guess I'm really used to doing impromptu shoots from back then because I didn't really plan anything. So it just kind of comes naturally to me. And like most of the kids there I've known for a while. So like it's pretty comfortable. I just meet up with whoever I'm shooting and then sometimes I'll just go to their house and we'll just shoot on the street and like near their house and like
do you like that better? Just kind of
the run and gun?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's more fun. It's more fun rather than having like mad people like looking at a screen and like I mean that's cool too. But like
really big jobs are normally like that, right?
Yeah, like with like Matt
well, I think you've
like,
thrived so much in this space because and you work with so many musicians that work in that way. Like I've hit you about a shoot literally like 2 days from now that I need like the photos and stuff. But it's like from everything you've done in if you look down your IG and stuff, all the musicians, all the the skate culture stuff, streetwear brands, a lot of them do work like that. They need stuff like turned around
in general
fast.
just are like
for sure.
I think it's
last minute.
That's how we're wired too, sort of. You know what I mean? We were better like that.
I definitely work kind of better like that.
So and they trust you. They trust you to turn around something quick.
Yeah,
that's what they'll actually like too.
That's true.
Sometimes I feel like big productions, they just want people to feel busy, like because everyone needs to get paid and everyone's getting paid and there's so many people. So I just feel like they all just need to feel like they're doing things even if they don't give a fuck, like a lot of times at the top. So it's like you said, you have like 10 people looking at the screen and it's like, do you really need to? But it's like everyone has to do it just because it's part of the process or something.
Exactly. It's the business.
It's
business.
What kind of camera do you shoot with, or like what's your favorite film?
I shoot with the f6 and my favorite film is Kodak Portra 400. Yeah, that's my favorite film right now. At
Give
least
me the science out right now, yo. Hold on, wait. What'd you say? What kind of camera? What kind of?
Are people secretive about their own like?
I've never been secretive. I don't get why people are secretive. I'm just like I don't.
They're like you don't have what I have.
Right? No, we've mentioned this before. It's not the tool. The tool is not gonna create the artistic vision for you.
True.
The instrument's not going to play itself.
Right.
It's the person behind it. So I never believed in that thing about like being secretive about the equipment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? True. You can give the people the best equipment, doesn't mean they're gonna make tight art with it.
Yeah.
Like in the studio, you know the studio heads who have the craziest the soundboard and shit and put out the least amount of music. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the dudes. Like,
RZA recorded 36 chambers in a bathroom, baby.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Rap facts. Rap facts. All right. Thanks for calling. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Tickle drips. Appreciate it. All right.
Peace.
Let's take 2 more callers and we'll call it an episode. We got some we got real
I've never
interviews.
seen Ken
that went by fast.
Or Kinoko. Has Kinoko?
Yeah, anybody who got questions for Sandy, this will be a good time.
Yeah,
How are we gonna
get the secret tips
All
right
the
now.
secrets. We got
Get the secret tips.
how do you keep your hair like this?
What's the best
hair?
Yeah.
Honestly, the best hair.
Yeah, what's the best
I can fuck with
conditioner
it so
to use
hard.
for taking photos? All right, let's take some calls. What do we got? Grime Ninja, let's go. Grime Ninja.
Yo, can you
What's
guys hear
up?
me?
Yep, we can hear you.
What's up?
Hey, so I just want to say hi to Sandy. I saw your photos in the New York Times.
Woo!
Yeah, that was like a dope photo series.
Thank
and like I
you.
really like the way that you know, there's like the photo of you being fed like all the, like the chan from your mom and stuff. And I think it's such like a cool way to like portray like Asian love in a way that like, you know, in like a conversation right now we've been talking about like child abuse and like getting beat all the time. But I like this way of like the way that our families do express love. I feel it's like so like sincere and genuine in a particular way that's like connected to like what it means to come from, you know, like post-war countries that like people were starving for a while. So my question for Sandy actually was like, what's your favorite banchan that your mom gives you?
Let's go! I was waiting for this!
Great question.
That is a good question.
That's a good one.
For those who aren't familiar, Banchan is side dishes, so Korean side dishes.
Welcome to Panchan Report.
I mean, my mom makes bomb kimchi, but like I really like she makes like this oyster mushroom thing that's fucking bomb. I don't know what you call it. It's so fire. What's it called in Korean? I don't know.
Like a
But
posat banchan.
Posat banchan,
Right.
and also like I like the dried octopus. I don't know what you call that either.
Yeah, like the dried one?
Yeah,
Like the
it's
one where
all
you burn over
seasoned,
the...
yeah.
Ooh!
I should have that.
I
It's
know.
all like
I will say
They look like twisty ties.
yeah.
Sandy's mom
fucking
be having
fire.
some like advanced
Yeah,
panchans,
yeah.
like
And
advanced
the
levels.
persimmon,
For sure.
like
Jun in itself is kind of like advanced Korean panchan. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
what my mom said. It's like what the kings eat.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
didn't
well,
even
the
know
type
that,
She
yeah.
made the specific type that was made. My mom was like looking at it. or
Really?
something in a picture. That picture. She's like, oh yeah. That was, she's like, that's like good. You know, that's like
The way the egg drapes off
Yeah,
the Jun,
yeah,
that's
and
a
I was
level
like, oh,
3 level.
shit.
That's a level
Yeah.
3. Oh, you take AP panchan? Oh, damn. That's AP panchan.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
Korean parents are always pushing food. That's how they show their love.
No,
right? They might
exactly.
not have the words of affirmation
I was
stuff,
just about
but
to
it's
say that.
always
Mm.
action.
For
I
sure.
mean, right?
For sure.
That so I see that. That's crazy.
That's how my dad told me that like we were cool and he forgave me. 밥 먹어.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
Same.
We never had that like debriefing.
Yeah.
It'd just be like 라면 끓였어. Be like, I love you,
Yeah, I'll
Dad.
get-
I love you, yeah.
That's it.
You
That's
feel, like,
it.
cared for,
100%.
right?
I'll
When they
get,
put
I'll
the
get,
kimchi on
yeah.
top of it.
I'll get
Dude,
beat if
yeah.
there's panchan coming afterwards. You know what I mean? Is there any other question, brother?
I have no. I'll leave it at that for now. Just thank you so much for all your work, and I look forward to seeing what you got in the future. Thanks so much,
Awesome.
everybody.
Hell yeah.
I do really love what he mentioned though about that
Banchan?
photo because I really think that that photo really did capture exactly kind of what you said in that little caption in the interview too,
Yeah.
talking about how your parents make that trek
Right.
every week with panchan
For
to,
sure.
to make sure you stay on the right track.
Yeah.
And that's love right there.
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
It
I
is.
wasn't even gonna write that blurb too.
That
Like
was
it was
crazy.
something different.
I loved
like,
how
and
you're
then-
like, while I was relearning. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
that's how I feel though. Like I feel like I had to relearn how to live, like everything, like
For
just
sure.
like my whole life, you know, like how to be an adult, how to be responsible, how to do my laundry and like cook,
Yeah.
which is crazy, but this is
Damn.
And how
I
lucky
feel.
you are to have parents that are there for
So
you like that and
supportive.
supportive. Because how many times do parents actually like disown their kids?
Yeah.
A lot,
That shit happens
yeah.
a lot.
No, for sure. For sure.
I got to read a funny funny thing in the chat that Shan just put. She said for black parents is you want to go to the store with me as an apology. I thought that was hilarious. I
Hell
thought that
yeah.
was fucking hilarious. All right, let's take one more call and we'll call it a wrap.
Okay.
You just pick one, Alex. Who do we got?
Damn, the power's in your hands, yo.
Ken Designs. What's up, Ken?
What up, Designs?
Yo.
Muted? I think you're muted. Oh, he opted out.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Kanoko Beats. Kanoko Beats, you're muted.
What's up, Kanoko Beats? If not, you know we gotta hit up Turtle.
Yeah, it's a turtle though. Oh, turtle hopped out. Oh wait, we got?
Kanoko!
Hello,
What's up, Kanoko?
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Whoa, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Yeah,
course,
first
bro.
time caller.
First time caller and calling from Okinawa, Japan.
Wow! What time is it over there?
It's just a little past 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I probably make it quick because my kids are gonna wake up soon.
Oh, good, man. Good morning, Kanoko-san.
Just wanted to, send love to y'all. I've been following you guys' podcast and everything for about a little over a year now, and I was originally into the music side, but lately I'm really hooked on the topics that's coming up on like streams and everything. I just happen to have my dad's a therapist.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a psychotherapist, and he's so he's Japanese, so I'm Japanese. But,
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I kind of gave that away, I guess. I'm sorry for the Minority Report, but I guess really mental health is such an important issue, and I feel like I don't have I've never seen a platform that talks about men's, like issues surrounding men and masculinity and all that so much. So I really want you guys to dive deeper into that. And please, I guess if I could say one thing, if you could just kind of let Steffi talk more.
Oh my god, that makes me want to cry. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
That's so
sweet. Not just Steffi, but obviously props to Dom and props to Rick. I was born in the year of Vox as well. So I love you guys' talent. I think you guys have great things coming in the future. I'm definitely gonna follow you guys more. And I really kind of wish to kind of spread your word somehow in the Japanese community in Okinawa here. So yeah, just all love, man. Thank you so much.
Kanoko, thank you for calling. We appreciate you, man. And please keep listening, and we will keep dropping those topics. We'll definitely get more Steffi always. You know what I'm saying? We love and respect Steffi here and what she has to say.
We're working on it.
And I love that you guys had that conversation last week. And thank you, Ken, thank you for even saying that, because I think it positively affirms the fact that you guys are talking about your mental state, really,
right
in a time like this, and coming from men who are in rap, who are Korean American. I think it's so important to not just to Asians or generally, right?
Sure.
Like I don't know, I would love to see more of that, really Asian men going, I don't see that too much.
Well, it's coming.
And I love that.
And in 20 episodes, if I don't cry, then I'm just gonna shut down the podcast.
Quitting. If you don't cry in 20 episodes, I'm done.
You're done, really? That's what's
that's what it is.
Thank you. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank Sandy Kim so much.
You showed that today.
Because Sandy was so vulnerable with us and so honest about some of these experiences. And she was already nervous from the jump. So
oh shit,
natural.
It was an honor sitting next to you today, yo.
You're so easy to love.
For sure.
I feel like.
That's the first time I heard that.
So easy to love. Very easy to love.
Very easy to love.
There's hard to love. You're easy to love. There's hard to love. Rick, hard to love. No, okay. You're easy to love too, bro.
Difficult.
Yeah. But thank you so much, Sandy. And what do we look? I mean, you're always working on something. Is there anything you got coming up?
Yeah, I'm doing a shoot today.
Oh, today, right?
Look at her.
Probably stay busy right there.
Stay working.
Yeah.
And I also want to say I am throwing a comedy show in Koreatown this Friday, and I hope everybody makes it out if you can this Friday evening.
Right.
Of course, I have a little table reserved for the Fun with Dumb Squad.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Because I got a little pool in my town. No, I'm kidding. But it's a comedy show. It's free. We're accepting donations for the AAPI Community Fund. It's a stacked lineup of Asian comedians that I'm sure have a lot to say about current events and things that are going on as well. I'm hosting. I'll be doing comedy as well. That's going down Koreatown. If you check my Instagram, you can see the flyer. It's called Cry Later. Take a little break from the emotions and just kind of get some laughter in. You know what I mean? Let's get some laughter in. So come by the comedy show. Everyone's welcome. Early arrival is recommended because the seats will fill up. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Steffie Baik, my co-host, Rick Lee over here.
Yes.
Tune in next week for another episode
Sandy,
of Fun with Them.
Love y'all.
Thank you guys.
Box gang.
Peace.